we learned 1031 exchanges and capital gains tax deferral in that scenario, but it wasn't always easy. It was 2006 and things were going really well. And then something happened. It was
Mhm.
2008. The crash hit, and we went from making a lot of us in the Sacramento office making a good amount to like almost nothing overnight. And part of it was because transactions stopped, and also clients were in a tough position because they were fighting for their properties as well. And that began the assessment of what was going wrong. And what was going wrong was too many
Mhm.
people were using the 1031 exchange as their only option that they knew of to overpay for properties, take on too much debt, and not have enough liquidity. When it comes to the Delaware Statutory Trust or traditional 1031 exchange, that's IRC Section 1031. So I like to categorize those as the blockbuster way to exit plan. And I don't know if you remember Elisa showing up on a Friday night and there was a video that there was a new release and it's behind that cardboard box and you're walking down the blockbuster aisle and you're about to get that movie, but someone steps in front of you and grabs that movie. And or you're like, oh, you're bummed out. You get the second movie, but then you don't return it within 3 days, and you have to drive there. You have to park. You have to, you're in Seattle, so it's raining and it's rain's getting everywhere. And you're like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do here? And then you get the fee. I mean, that's like the 1031 exchange. Oftentimes, it can be very restrictive and very challenging for people to make sense of deals, especially given where the marketplace is right now. Low inventory, low cap rates, and not a lot of value add opportunities. And so,
Mhm.
the 1031 exchange is like Blockbuster because you have that 45-day window to identify, 180 days to close. And we call that the shotgun wedding,
Mhm.
right? And people are running around with their
Yeah.
hair on fire. And then they're overpaying for properties that they don't necessarily want to buy. They're letting the tax tail wag the investment dog. And that puts them in a tough spot.
Yeah.
Also, the 1031 exchange is like Blockbuster because it doesn't work for anything outside of investment real estate. It doesn't work for
Mhm.
cryptocurrency. It doesn't work for businesses. It doesn't work for dentists or veterinarians or optometrists or tech entrepreneurs. It doesn't work for public or private stock. It doesn't work for high-end primary homes. Okay. And so you're looking at something that's very restrictive and only exclusive to investment real estate.
Mhm.
The next thing is it doesn't allow you to diversify your investments. In other words, all your eggs have to stay in one vehicle. Now, I'm a believer and I love multifamily investment real estate. It's where my family and I have made the most of our wealth and where we believe the future of long-term wealth building is, as long as
Mhm.
mobile home parks, also as senior housing, assisted living. However, we also believe in something called optimal timing, which is
Mhm.
enter the deferred sales trust, which is like Netflix. And
Mhm.
I want you to imagine never having to overpay for a property ever again, never having to go into equal or greater debt ever again, never having to buy something in a shotgun wedding, and being able to diversify your investments across multiple asset types: stocks, bonds, mutual funds, hard money lending, ground up development, dollar cost average into multiple syndications, do your own deals whenever you want. And the story for me that really changed this was we call it the Monday morning quarterback story. And it was a
Mhm.
gentleman in 2006, and he used the deferred sales trust for the first time. Now, this guy hates the stock market, loves commercial real estate. At the
Mhm.
time, he's worth a couple $100 million, and he's selling a $20 million property across the street or nearby the Minnesota Vikings stadium. And
Mhm.
it's a commercial real estate property. And he's looking around for his 1031 binoculars and he's going, is there anything out there? Nothing's out there. He goes, this doesn't make any sense. And he had a sense that the market was at its peak. Okay.
Mhm.
And so he said, I'm either going to pay the tax or I'm going to take a chance on this deferred sales trust because I'm going to defer all this tax. And so he steps out of the traditional Blockbuster. He jumps into the deferred sales trust Netflix thinking that it could help him. And it did. It helped him in a big way. He's able to diversify all of his equity, pay off all of his debt, and then defer millions of dollars of tax and sit in a safe, we call it the safe harbor, in the bank and also in the stock market. Now, he put in conservative stuff, so it wasn't subject to the huge crash of what happened in 2008. In fact, so much so that he played it perfectly in that 5 years later, the bank calls him up and says, hey, you know that property you sold to that, a 1031 exchange buyer out of California? He said, yeah. Well, we just foreclosed on him and we're just curious. Do you want to buy it back from us? He goes, well, maybe. What's the price? And the bank said 60 cents on the dollar for
Yeah.
what you paid for it. And he goes, that sounds like a pretty good deal. He goes, give
Yeah.
me a couple days. He was able to reallocate the investments out of securities into an LLC to purchase it with him at a 40% discount, all tax deferred, not using a
Nice.
1031 exchange. This is my part where my brain exploded. I'm going,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, like if this is real and legit and has been tested and proven, which is the next most important question we can cover here in a minute,
Right.
but this will change everything. This is Netflix. This is no longer blockbuster exit planning. And so that's where we're on a mission to do this. Like you don't have to put it into the 1031 timelines. You don't have to go to equal greater debt. You can buy high, you can buy low. You can sell high and buy low. You can diversify your investments. It works for cryptocurrency in that you can exit crypto and then you can go buy real estate. You can exit real estate and go buy crypto. And it's just incredible opportunity for people that are looking for something other than the blockbuster 1031.